Alright, welcome back. So I just introduced what is database, what is MySQL, and what is SQL, right? Now we'll be look how to use MySQL, right? This is a kind of a good question for beginners, how to use MySQL. So there are several ways you can use MySQL. Let me just show you the first. Now if you open www.mysql.com, this is the official website for MySQL, and if you just go to downloads, you can get the small client from MySQL, and you can download MySQL, and you can run it on your system, right? And this is kind of a good way. And then you can even use a IDE. This is c9.io. This is kind of online IDE, integrated development environment, where you can use anything like MySQL, PHP or Laravel, a framework, anything you can use online. This is basically an you can say online IDE, right? You can use this to run your MySQL and work with it, right? And these and XAMPP server, this is one of the top. Basically it contains Apache, MariaDB plus PHP and Perl. It's a kind of local server, right? We use this for PHP development or any framework level development. So you can also use XAMPP server to run your MySQL on your local server. We will use this. The reason in the next video I'll tell you the reason that we will use XAMPP server. Okay, these three, this is the one of, I think these three are the good and top ways to use MySQL, and there are a lot of several ways you can use MySQL, right? And in the next video we'll be discussing about the tooling, how we can download XAMPP or other tools to run our first query, right? And then we have some GUI options, graphical user interface. Basically when you install MySQL, it's kind of CLI. As I mentioned, it's a client for when you download the client for MySQL, it's kind of very simple, right? And then you basically need some GUI, graphical user interface. There are some paid good GUIs and some free. For example, this is SQL Yog. You can go to WebYog and download my SQL Yog. It's kind of great GUI. And then one of my favorite, Navigate, and it's also a GUI for your database, right? You can use this. And there are two options for you for free. You can use IDSQL. This is free for MySQL. For any database, basically you can handle my MS server or other databases, but this is a good interface for free, right? And officially MySQL Workbench, this is also free, and this is officially recommended, right? You have option to use anything, right? So in the next video we will be discussing about what are tools. Basically we will use XAMPP server and MySQL Workbench. The reason I'm not directly downloading the client, I might record a video and download the client and simply install it, but the reason I'm downloading XAMPP server is that this course basically contains a section on MySQL and PHP. We'll use some PHP to use MySQL, so that's why I'm using XAMPP server from now. And we will also download and install MySQL Workbench, which is kind of GUI for your database for your MySQL, and you can read the description over here. Okay, so in the next video we'll be downloading XAMPP and Workbench to run our first query. So see you in the next video.